How is everybody doing tonight? So I am Michael McInerney, and I'm a real estate investor, entrepreneur, podcaster, video guy, entertainer, whatever you want to believe I am, I am. I'm easily relatable, and the only reason why I'm actually here is because I want to help you the best way I can, honestly. And I truly, truly mean that, because I am not the most super successful. I don't have an absolute mammoth portfolio of real estate investing, houses and multifamilies and buildings. I don't have that yet. But what I am doing is I'm working towards it. And through the process of learning, it's costing money, obviously, but it's also gaining a tremendous amount of insight that I can only either use it or I could also pass it on. So I'm choosing to pass it on because there's a lot of people that I know are in the same exact position as me. They want to invest in real estate. They want to get their feet wet. They want to find ways to get out of their 9 to 5 and get into a position where they can control their time, control their money, and control what it is they do on a regular basis. They want passive income. They want the ability to buy certain things. They want to live a certain life. They want to travel. I hear it all. And that is why what I want to do is I want to take the knowledge that I have, take all the times I effed up, and put them out to you so that if you're going to jump in, you can just take my mistakes, take the things that cost me so much money and time and aggravation, and just let them sink in and avoid them. Avoid them. Go through similar projects, different projects, whatever kind of projects you want to go through, but go through them with better knowledge. Don't just jump in like I did and get my ass kicked. I don't want that for you. It's not a good way to do it. You know, as I go through this, you're going to learn more about me. You're going to learn more about my story. You're going to learn about the risks that I took, the timelines that it took, that were extended, the stresses on my life personally and on my relationships with people, friends, and my significant other. It takes a whole toll when you commit into something that goes against the grain. Okay, now I'm 31 years old. I'm 31 years old. When I really started this journey, I was 26 years old. 26 is a key number in my life, by the way. I love 26. Everything revolves around 26 for some reason. So when I was 26, I started my business. I left Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I jumped in. One of the first things I did was find a mentor. Now I'm going to have a whole session or a whole video, whatever you want to call these things, on my mentorship program. Not that I have, but that I went through. And programs that I invested in. I'm going to dissect all of them. I'm going to tell you all about them. But that's not for this show. This show right here is my first deal. The one that I jumped in on, the one that I got my ass kicked on, the one that I learned a tremendous amount on, and I want you to just have this information. When you jump into real estate, it's like drinking from a fire hose. There is so much information. There's so many types of properties. There are so many ways to get involved. It'll blow your freaking mind. Like, it'll literally blow your freaking mind off. You'll walk into a deal and you'll be like, or walk into a room and you'll find people who are contractors, and you find people who are agents and other investors. And I'm not talking about investors. Some are developers. Some are buy and hold portfolio people. Some are wholesalers. Some are rehabbers. Some are cosmetic prehabbers. I mean, it's a ton of people with a ton of different ways to make money in real estate. So my first thing that I jumped into that I really messed up on was I didn't know what niche I wanted to be in. I didn't know. Really, I didn't even care because I just wanted to get in so bad. And that cost me a lot of time and a lot of money. So what happened was my first deal was a 2-family house in a blue-collar area in New Jersey, Bloomfield, New Jersey. If you're from there, honestly, I have no idea about the town. To this day, I have no idea. I was in there for 8 months, out. I've never been back. Never been back to Bloomfield. Seems like a nice town. couple people waved to me every day. It was nice. But when I jumped into the deal, I literally jumped in without knowing what the hell I was doing. I left my job. I liquidated my 401k. I took out everything that I had saved, and I dumped it into this deal. This deal was for $227,000. $227 purchase price. So you're going to follow me on this, all right? Purchase price is $227. I had to put 20% down. So I got my handy calculator right here. 227 times 0.2. So I'm bringing $45,000 to the table. Now I had, at the time, I want to say around 60K. So I had about 60,000 in the bank, and I was estimating, where I got this estimate, I have no idea. I was estimating it was going to take me 5 months to rehab the deal. And if you really want to know how I came up with that number, I came up with that number because people told me it should take me about 5 months to do the deal. So I said, okay, perfect. If everyone's telling me it's going to take 5 months, it's going to take 5 months. Perfect. So I jumped in the deal. I put down the deposit. I put 10% down to lock the deal in. I have to tell you, though, it was a sheriff sale. So with a sheriff sale, most of the time it's foreclosure, goes through the sheriff sale process, and it basically gets auctioned off. And the key component about that is the reason why they're auctioning it off is because they expect you to close like that. And there's a timeline and there's penalties. Like, you need to close. Like, you're there to close. So I wasn't there. I didn't get the deal from the sheriff's sale directly. There was another investor who went to the sheriff's sale, locked the deal in while he was there, and then me, being super aggressive, wanting to get into real estate, got in connection with the real estate agent, and she brought us together. She knew I was aggressive, wanted to buy. She had investor partners on the other side who had deals from sheriff sales that needed to close quickly. Match made in heaven, you'd think, right? Perfect. So what happens? I tell her, yeah, I'm in. I want to get involved in this deal. She shows me the numbers. Okay, well, purchase price is going to be $227. Sale price is going to be $380. $227 to $380. Let's do this real quick. $380 minus, $227. It's $153 delta, right? The spread on this is $153. Now you're going to put in construction cost, holding costs. You're going to put in interest costs. Like, you're going to put all that stuff in, right? And you're going to deduct all of that. Realtor fees on the back end, because obviously she wants both sides of the commission. And so, you know what? Let's do it now. So $380 is going to be the sale price. $227 was the purchase. Spread is $153. The holding cost averaged about, let's say, $1,300 to $1,500 a month. So $1,500 a month took me 8.5 months from start to finish. 8.5 months. So we'll call it 8 months. 8 months. That's $12,000. So 153 minus the $12,000. 153 minus 12. I'm not a mathematician, so I just kind of work with me, all right? We're at 141. 141, it's a good spread, right? 141. Construction costs. She said construction costs should be under $50,000. We're only doing cosmetic stuff. Bathrooms, kitchens, paint, floors, in and out. Done. So, minus 50 now. We're at 91, okay? And now we're going to do, her commissions probably came out to 3% on that side. So 0.03 times 380 should have been around $11,000. Okay? $11,000. Give or take. So minus 11. So 91 minus 11. So $80,000. So on paper, this looked appetizing, right? Quick flip. This was 2014. The market was hot all over Jersey, and I was getting a deal. Looked like it was a good purchase price. Looked like it was a good ARV after repair value, after construction would be done. What she said she could sell it for. The construction numbers, if they were under 50, sounds perfect. Holding costs tolerable. Okay, walk around with between 70 and 80 grand, right? That's what I'm thinking. And that's what I'm jumping into. Wow, was I wrong? Wow. Oh my God. Okay, first things first. I didn't include the points. So we're going to take this right from the beginning. I didn't have a lender. I didn't have a team. I didn't have a lender. I didn't have people that I even knew that could get the work done at this point. Okay? I'm already getting the deal closed, and I don't even have people lined up. I didn't even know how to get permits in. I mean, I'm telling you, I started from scratch without knowing a damn thing. And that's not entirely true. I mean, I did, like I said, I had that mentorship thing where I kind of ran around and did some stuff, but this was my first time truly managing my own project without a team. So what I did was lock the deal down, reached out to one lender, okay? Reached out to one hard money lender. Because I was new, because this was my first deal and I had no history or background or anything, they charged me. First they said, yeah, we're going to work with you. I was astonished that I was 26 years old and this company was going to invest in me and say, yeah, we're going to work with you. So I was super excited. I was so excited. I didn't think I can get a yes at all. And here I am getting a yes. Well, I got a yes because they charged 14 and 4. If you understand what that means, they charged me 14% annual percentage and 4 points up front. 4 points. At that time, I had no idea what that meant. I literally had no idea what that meant. So I'm saying, yeah, sounds like a deal, right? Let's do it. Okay. Well, 14%. Like I said, the interest cost came to about $1,300. I don't know it exactly, but it came around $1,300. Actually, you know what? It was probably a little bit higher. It was probably around $2,300. Yeah, it was probably around $2,300. So those calculations we just did, yeah, you're gonna have to pretty much double the interest cost on that. But even so it came out to like, let's say $2,300 a month. $2,300 a month times the 8 months it took me. So that was $18,400 in interest cost. But then they charged me 4 points. Okay? 4 points. Now, if you don't know what points are, each point is a percentage on your total loan. So this company, this hard money company, paid for 80% of the purchase price, right? So 0.8 of 227. So they paid $181,000 towards the purchase price. And they paid 100% of construction, which was 50 grand, right? 50 grand. So plus the 50 grand. So my loan with them was $232,000. Round it off. $232,000. Okay? So at closing, to buy the property, I had to pay 4 points up front. So 0.04, 4% times 232. It's about $9,200. We'll call it $9,200. So remember, I had about $60,000, right? I had about $60,000 going into the deal. Now, why is that important? I'll tell you why it's important. Because when they told me I had to bring the rest of the 20% to the deal, okay, because I had only put down, at that time I had only put down about $22,000, right, 10% down to get the deal. So I still had the other 10% that I had to bring. So that came at, so we're going to do this together. Okay, so 20% of the 227 is $45,000. I put down, let's say $22,000. So that means I had to bring to the table the other $23,000 plus the other $9,200. So of my $60,000 that I had to bring $45,000 plus the $9,000. So that's $54,000. So I had to bring $54,000. It left me with $6,000 in my bank account. $6,000 in my bank account. Think about this. $6,000 in my bank account, and the interest costs are going to be $2,000 a month. So you see I'm going to be running into an issue in about 3 months, right? Yeah, that's a bad job. So pointers to start. Always know your annual percentage for the loan. Always know the points that you're going to be paying up front and what the actual amount is going to be. And when you buy a property, you need to have the reserves in order to have the purchase price deposit amount to cover whatever you need in order to be able to acquire the loan. But then you also need to have holding cost reserves. And I'm telling you, have as close to a year as possible. If you think it'll cost you five months to do a deal, I'm telling you, try to hold as much as you can for a year. If you can hold it for a year, that is the best thing, because you have no idea what the market's going to do. So that was my first huge mistake getting into the deal, was not understanding the financing. And right off the bat, I was put in a hole, because now when the contractors ask for a deposit to start the work, I have under $10,000 in my account to start. So I can't even issue deposits to get these contractors to start working. So that's taking time to negotiate and figure that out, because I didn't do that ahead of time. And none of these people ever worked with me. So they don't trust me as much as I don't trust them. So these are very important things. So you got to understand your financing. If you're interested in getting into real estate, then you should be contacting hard money lenders or lenders now, or private money lenders. You should be raising money. You should be talking about what you want to do and learning. Really, really learn. Sit down with a hard money lender and tell them, I'm a newbie. I'd like to sit down with you for an hour, 2 hours, whatever I can. I'll bring lunch, whatever. And we'll sit down and you can go over your terms, what it is you do, what you do for first-time investors, how you can help me, how I can help you, how we can work together, I want to know everything, outline everything for me, working with you guys, because the more familiar you are with the process of how a hard money lender works, the better off your relationship's going to be with them, because there are going to be times when you need to call them and have difficult conversations, whether it's releasing a little bit more money in order to keep a project moving, or giving you a couple extra days to bring in another payment just in case. I mean, these are conversations I have had many times, and it didn't even matter how many projects I've done. It's happened in different projects. So always build a solid relationship with your lenders. Continuing though, and this is just the purchase part of it, okay? My ARV, my purchase price at $227, I assumed was a good purchase price. I did not run numbers. I did not do my own due diligence. I took the word of an agent and other people in the area that said, yeah, that sounds good. I did not do the work necessary in order to find out if that was truly a good deal. I was just too excited. And I don't want you to do the same thing, because on my Instagram, I get people reaching out all the time about deals. Hey, do you have a deal? Hey, I really want to get into real estate. I really want to invest. And I tell them, whoa, have you ever done it before? Because you need to take time. You really need to digest everything you're about to get into, and then make a smart decision as to Does this make sense? Is this something I can afford right now to do? Because if I had a full-time job, if I didn't leave my full-time job and go fully into this, if I had a full-time job and I had to do this on this, I would have been done. I would have been done. The only thing that kept me afloat was my ability to be there day in and day out and do some of the stuff that had to get done myself. So, didn't run the numbers, trusted people's advice that were in the field before me or longer than me, didn't have a team, and put myself in a really bad hole to start the deal. So, if I'm going to tell you the best thing you can do before you get involved in real estate is pick a town that you are very comfortable with, and it's not far away. It's close. It's right around where you live, something you're familiar with, where you have people, you have connections that you can talk to at all hours, Within that community, you want to be able to find reliable investor agents, investor people, investor contractors. You want to find those people, interview them, see their jobs, go out, get familiar with them on what you're trying to do. You want to get an attorney. You want to get an attorney and an accountant that is familiar with real estate, investing, buying and holding, whatever your goal is. You need to have your team set up first. Do not get into a deal. I'm going to say this again. Do not get into a deal until you have your agent that you trust in the area, the town picked out that you want to invest in, and it's close, not far, an attorney that you trust that deals with real estate, an accountant that you trust that deals with real estate, and a team of contractors. You don't have to have experience with them where you've seen or you've worked with them directly, but you need to have familiarity with them. You have to have seen their work, and you have to see them at least a year's worth of their job. And when I say a year's worth of their job, I mean when you meet them, they should have work, right? They should have work going on. You see whatever job they have that is the earliest stages. You look at that job and you say, I'm deciding I'm going to be investing in real estate, and I want to build a relationship with a few reliable contractors in this area because I'm going to be doing a lot of work in this area. I would love to see the work that you're doing right now. Go there, see it, and then do not invest into a deal until you've seen 3 or 4 people, 3 or 4 contractors, professionals, who you've seen the start stages and you've seen the finished product, and they've finished the whole thing. If it takes them 8 months to finish it, then guess what? You do not invest for 8 months. Take 8 months in your full-time job and just watch this. Make sure these guys can complete the job on the timeline that they say, at the quality of work that you intend to put your product out for. These are so important. These are things people think they can figure out on the way. It's something I thought I can figure out on the way. It kicked my ass. It kicked my absolute ass. If I didn't have some of the closest people who truly wanted me to succeed around me at the time, I could have been buried many times in this industry. And I'm telling you, I don't want that for you. I don't want you to go through the same struggles that I did. I'm just now starting to realize all of the things that I've learned and implementing them and seeing, wow, I really messed up on that. This is the way I should have did it. So that's what I want from you guys. That's what I want you guys to be able to do when you make the commitment to go in full time into investing. Now this deal, like I said, was a 2-family deal in Bloomfield. No exterior work. This was all interior cosmetics, paint, bathrooms, kitchens, floors. That's basically it. Supposed to be a pretty light, quick job. In my next video, we're going to really take a deep dive into the construction issues, the delays, the things that completely blew up in my face, the things that, honestly, long story short, it's going to be, I had to fire my whole team multiple times, many contractors, turn them over, extended my time over the 5-month period, extended my budget over the $50,000. Obviously, my holding costs. I didn't even have a reserve for that. So I'm going to get really a deep dive into a lot of the issues that could have been prevented that I had to go through. So I hope you enjoyed this first video. I'm going to obviously upload it on Instagram and YouTube. You can follow me on both of them. I'm going to put links in the description. I'm also going to try and edit some little cool, funky little stuff, like bam, like right there. Maybe I'll put something like right there. I don't know. We'll see. Because just like in everything, I've taught myself everything. Social media, videography, like I've literally taught myself everything. So I made my own logos. I made my own videos. I made everything. Mainly because I didn't have the money to afford to pay for the professionals to do it. So I had to learn myself and just accept, the lack of perfection. So I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, my name is Michael McInerney. My Instagram handle is at Michael McInerney Jr. And I'm going to put those little links, around my face in here. And this is my dungeon. This is where I'm going to be putting out my content. I don't have high-end stuff. This is just an iMac camera and it's recording. And I use GarageBand for my audio. So stay safe. It's a really interesting dynamic that the world is going through with COVID-19 and everyone staying home. So I hope you're here because you want to learn something new or you want to take something in this period of time in order to translate it once, some version of normalcy comes out of this. So I want you to be successful and I want you to be able to be comfortable taking those chances. So tune into my next episode and I hope to see you there.